It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. Yes, I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I fill my mattress, pay my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the street. Sliding it like a wet flow, already fried from the get-go. Alligators look like gecko, everything I do they echo. Big fast, my bank on big man, my drip too wet, that spit can. Yo, swap me like Q-tips, hold that there like dip can. No rehearse, need no reverb, hold your lip, don't say 3 words. Quick trip to get that lick, broad tree fur if you prefer. Quick ride, no time, I'm in there. She clockwise, real good skincare, no TikTok for that. They know that love don't live there. I can't roll dice on your plan. Red Rover, I don't hold hands. Get fortune from my foresight. Investment brought me 4 bands. Don't roll rage, I get we'll wheel all by your forehead. Them city John be like he lit. Them country girls be like go ahead. If I ain't that man, then I gotta be more than human. How you mean? Funny how the people back then who was hating on the kid always talking about how you clean. Put a little gas in the blunt and I don't pass broke. Just please be cool, but I can't blame you. I won't shame you. I probably wanna be me too. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. Yes. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I fill my mattress, pay my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the street. It's no thing, no sweat, I ain't really worried about it too much. Slight work, light work, not work, I ain't really do much. Get it in, ship it out, pivot route, back corner, end zone. Hit her with a best friend, I don't really know about a friend zone. Real time, real talk, fake, can't really match that. Put it in the insurance, Uncle Sam can't really tax that. Get the game, learn the game, play the game, sell the game, all that. Never let them tell you what you can't do, gotta change all that. Feeling myself, they be feeling me too. Baby, don't fight the feeling. I've been so high that I'm tryna scale the roof. I'm tryna bite the ceiling. They be on bullshit like a zoo fly. I be too fly to participate. I need everything for the everything. If I with you, get a different rate. Got me up, got me typoed. If you're thinking me glucose, winning in it ain't too close. I be flying out to a new coast, and I'm acting like it ain't a big deal. Really, cause it ain't a big deal. 4 freaks, I'm a 5th wheel. I was born winning, I'm the still. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. Yes. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I fill my mattress, pay my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the street.
love me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
So basic, so basic. Oh yeah. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lane. Yeah. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to build a plane, you trying to ride away. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away. Yeah. So basic, they say that I'm so basic, wasting all this time, but some will try to say it's patience. Don't fake it, your actions or your statements make more empty promises while they groom your replacement. It's entertainment, right? At the club every night, think your future is bright. International flights got you thinking this a life. Front row seats at every fight, and you never can keep quiet. If you want it, then you buy it. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lame. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to fly a plane, you trying to ride the wave, ayy. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away. Money, cars, and hoes, you know how it goes. I know you like the beat, but I listen to the words. I'm not flashy, but there are times I know I drip. Nothing past me, so what you knew you must forget. Need GPS, this navigation must be broke. If I could change some things, I would. Don't say you won't. Still work this fuck job. Hard work, no days off. Shoot for the moon, and if I miss, I'm still with the stars. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lane. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to buy a plane, you trying to ride away. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away.
Basic niggas get with basic women and have basic kids, that's tasteless.
You are now tuning in to TNJ Radio Show. I'm just your plain Jane. I like that.
It's hot.
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Sounds good.
For the people who listen, man, can you let us know if you hear us good? Leave a message. Say, is it good or not? Let us know. Man, I like that, man. Who's that guy?
That's my man, Justin Kennedy. He says I'm just on all day.
Okay. Yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah, man. You put them hits out. Like, man, don't be having all that tenderness in your voice. You got a girl.
Nah. Hey, the lyrics is I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Oh man. I like this track. Shout out to Fawn. Fawn gave me the track.
It's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So how was your holidays, man?
It was good. You know, definitely a time spent with family. The usual bad eating. That happens all the time.
So do you have a New Year's resolution? That's what we want to know.
I got to a point. I don't know if I want to call it that. You know, half the time people end up keeping to them anyway.
Yeah, man. I started mine already, man, because I ain't trying to be, going to the gym. One of mine is going to the gym. I mean, working out. And I know by the time you get to January, you can't even get you can't even get on the bench or any equipment. Mm-hmm. By the time March comes, you can throw a rock through there and you won't hit nobody. So I ain't want to be that person.
Yeah, happens every year. You know, people get on that high. They like, all right, I'm gonna do this. They go in there with their little drinks and stuff.
Yeah, facts, man. So I started mine December 1st. I do something different. So it's been working. Been on it for four weeks now. So
okay,
yeah,
that's what's up, man. Don't be getting too diesel on us. He be over there, yeah. Let me fix this microphone real quick.
That's a whole fact, man. That's a whole fact. Play a little bit more music while people still trying to get on here. If you haven't already, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you're on Facebook, man, we would appreciate if you go on YouTube and hit those likes, leave some comments, man, so YouTube can share it out. You know, maybe playing games, man, but we're gonna work it out.
Straight up games.
Yeah. What's the weather look like in Pittsburgh, man? Even though this is like a oxymoron, I got an Atlanta hat with Pittsburgh background. Living down Georgia, but
up here in Pittsburgh, I mean it's been pretty mild all year, man. You know, we ain't been getting what they're getting out west. I will say that. You know, it's I think it was in the 50s today, so people in Pittsburgh are probably pretty happy. not the kid. The
He-
kids.
Okay. Global warming, man. Global warming.
Mm.
Yeah, man. So you said your week was good. It seemed like you was hustling all week, man.
Oh man, just been out moving, all week. Got to get the new year started off right, So you
Getting
got
that paper.
man, it's the same thing, what you're doing with the body transformation, the health lifestyle change. So sometimes it's good to, whenever you want to do something, sometimes you can trick yourself by just getting started early.
Yeah.
Best time to start, guys. If you're on a money goal, a health goal, whatever, best time to start is now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. I had a good holidays, man. I tried since Thanksgiving. I've been in the Christmas spirit. Been watching movies. Watched all bunch of watched 8-Bit. Did you watch that?
I still didn't watch it, man.
Yeah, I watched 8-Bit. That was pretty good. Christmas with the Cranks. I was just grooving in it, man. I was just eggnog,
So is 8-Bit good enough to where like it's part of the collection now? Oh man.
Nah. There's nothing wrong with the movie, but I can't move it. I watch what's the one I watched? Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito. I like that. I can't scoop that out. Now I am mad because I didn't watch Die Hard. I usually watch Die Hard.
Oh man.
I didn't watch that.
It's one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
That's right. But people second guess it. They say it's not a Christmas movie, but I beg to differ.
Those hot dogs, ain't a sandwich type people.
Man, that's something. I watched that. I didn't watch that hard. I watched. Somebody told me to watch the Lampoon Christmas with what's his name, Chevy Chase.
Yes,
that was pretty good. I never watched the whole thing.
You never? Oh man.
Nah, I never watched the whole thing, but I actually like it. So I got to put that in the collection.
Well, National Lampoon was putting up classics for years.
Hey, yeah, I like it now. I like it. I watched Home Alone 1 and 2. Now the Home Alone, the new Home Alone on Disney is good. I was second guessing it because I was like 3, 4, and 5 was trash. But I watched that. My wife cooked for Thanksgiving. For Christmas. I cooked for Thanksgiving, but my wife cooked for Christmas, and it was great. I got the chance to chill.
Give it up
for the
kitchen. Huh? Give it up for the men in the kitchen over here.
Oh yeah. Now I did buy too many gifts though. I didn't know because we started wrapping early. We started wrapping about Wednesday, Thursday-ish, and so we had piles up for the kids, like each kid. And so my wife she said something to me. She's like, that pile, one of the piles looked kind of small. And I was like, for real? Man, I went right to Target the next day and just, man, the living room was packed with toys, man. So it was fun.
Shout out to Target. They every year, I thank those employees. They sacrifice. Everywhere else usually closes on Christmas Eve at 4 or 6 p.m. But Target every year they be open till like 8 p.m. for the late people.
That's right. And I'll tell you this though. I will never go shopping physically anymore. I will never do that again. I hope I won't. It was horrible. I couldn't find nothing in these malls. I'm in the Tallahassee Mall. I couldn't find nothing. Couldn't find nothing in Georgia. It was so bad. Nobody was there either. So I just went on Amazon and bought like 99% of my stuff, and it came on time. So I'm shout out to them. Except for I sent 2 gifts to Miami, and guess what happened?
What happened?
Sent it to Miami. I'm thinking the person I sent it to received the gifts. Apparently, they called me. They didn't call me personally, but they called somebody else, and they was pretty much sad because they didn't have any gifts. And apparently, when the gifts got sent there, somebody from Miami, you know how Miami is, Miami, New York, California, somebody stole it. All 3 gifts.
Man, package thieves, man.
Ah,
That's a shame. That's why everybody over here getting these Ring doorbells, volunteering to be the eyes of the FBI.
man, like somebody stole those gifts. That's like almost $200 worth of gifts, man.
Mm. Now
So
you were able to get your money back or get a replacement, right?
yeah, I got my money back, and I just sent it again.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon, they got enough money.
They better not play with me. They know I spend thousands
Mm.
on Amazon. I'm number one customer. I got the Amazon Prime. You pay that per year or something like that. I ain't playing, man. I even get stuff on get the movies, man. Shoot.
Mm. Said
So
the delivery driver, he better show some homage, knock on that door, and say, here's your package, sire.
they've been messing up though, man. I ain't gonna front. Like somebody bought the house next door to my house, and all through December, I'm getting these big packages on my front porch.
Wow.
And I'm like, I know I ain't ordered nothing. Now I could have been greasy and just brought it in the house, but no. I don't want nobody to do that to me. So I went next door, new guy. Because my other neighbor's real nice. He's a really nice guy. Everybody talking to each other in this neighborhood. And the neighbor next to us, he's I go over there all chipper. I brought my little what you call that thing that you lifted up on?
Oh, you got a dolly.
I got a dolly in the garage, right?
Yeah, you next level
So
there.
I'm trying to so I go in the garage, get the dolly, pull it over there, ring the doorbell. He got a one of those cameras too. And I'm like, hey man, I'm your neighbor right there, man. They brought this gift over here. I just wanted to bring it to you personally. He didn't even say thanks. He just took it and went in the house. I was like, oh
wow.
man.
Should have been like, man, give me that back. That's mine, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my tip, punk? But yeah, so that happened. Yeah, but other than that, man, I've been just chilling, man. I'm looking forward to the new year, man. Looking forward to the new year. Hopefully, we have a better year than last year. Have certain goals. I'm actually launching another business in January. What I'm excited. Actually, next week. I'll probably talk about it about our next show. But what I'm trying to do, man, and I'll just tell you, I'm trying to get so much passive income where I can eat when I can basically get all this money coming in when I'm sleeping. That's what my goal is. I'm trying to get 10 income streams. You know what I'm saying? I got my business company, I got business credit, and I'm trying to get it up to well, first off, you told me how to check the credit, but on the business, I'm gonna go to the bank and I'm gonna try to get 250,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna put that into some apartment complex, and that's what that's gonna be one of my other ventures.
Pay attention, yes.
Facts. So I know some people who did it in Georgia. There's like 5 of them, and they're all doing it. And imagine you get 255 people. What's that? That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of my ventures. Like I said, the other one I'm launching next week, which everybody probably would know about. My other channel, Josie Sports Nation. I'm actually getting paid off of that every month, which is huge. Yes.
Right.
And yeah, man. So my wife got her thing going on. So I'm trying to get 5, 10, about 10 income streams, passive coming in, because I ain't trying to be sitting up in somebody's building for 40 hours. One thing they say is if you work 80 hours on yourself, that keeps you away from working 40 hours for somebody else. I'd rather do that.
Yeah, and that's definitely huge. For a lot of people, I don't even think the thought of having passive income or residual income even, it's never even been thought of. The thought is that you have to go to work to be able to make the money, and that's great. But the electric company, light, even your landlord, they go to work at some point, but every month they get that check coming in. So that's why it's definitely important to invest in yourself and your financial education, and not only just get the financial education, more importantly, to do some sort of action. Like most people, they have ideas, but like they say that the graveyard has the greatest accumulation of ideas in the world.
That's
So
right.
while we're here and we're reflecting on 2021, I know that everyone doesn't have the same goal. Everyone doesn't want to be rich, but for some people, rich or well off is just the ability to be able to have your stuff paid and not have to worry about anything. So I
Right.
definitely encourage everyone to think on those things, but most importantly to act on them.
That's right, man. And the way people think, man, like, oh, even like if you, let's say you had a savings of $100,000 in your bank account, which is almost, it's kind of foolish because even the bankers don't put the money in the bank. You can't make, wherever you get your money at, you want it to grow. You know what I'm saying? And you want to be able to use it now. Like I was listening to this interview with Mayweather, and as well as I know, we know some millionaires. If you get $10 million, they usually, if they get $10 million, they'll put it in an account and they'll get 5% per month. You know what I'm saying? Which is, let's say, $50,000 a month passive income just from that investment.
Mhm.
You know, so I mean, there's other ways. Like not everybody can't do it, obviously, but I just don't. For me, I can't see myself for my first 20 years of work life. I'm trading time for money, and even putting in the extra work, and you'll never be appreciated in somebody else's building.
Mm.
Never. You know what I'm saying? Like you do something one day, and then the next day they'll give you praise that day, but the next day they'll fire you,
Mm.
or they'll lay you off, or they're looking to replace you with somebody who will do the same work but cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, what I will say is this though, because people hear us like throwing around terms and dollar amounts, and some people might be thinking like that's crazy, it's not possible for me. But at this time, this is this is probably one of the best markets to go and get the money, because traditionally most of the people who have went ahead in life, most of the people who have become millionaires, it usually happens during bad times. And right now we have a terrible economy. We can thank a couple people, maybe Joe Biden be one of them, but the economy's terrible. But what it's done was it's created a space where people can actually go and get jobs because there's so many vacancies. So you can especially young people, if there's anyone under 23 years old, like this is the time to get it.
That's right.
You can negotiate pay amounts, get bonuses, probably get all sorts of overtime. But the key is you don't keep on trading that time for money. You have to put a percentage of that money into something that can be able to make you more money. So
Right.
I definitely recommend take advantage of the bad times.
And I hear a lot of people from the financial world always ask, do you know the rule of 72? And I didn't know the rule of 72 prior to them saying that. You know what I mean? We learn how to pretty much make money, but we don't know what to do with it when we get it, and that's the problem. And that's one of the things that a lot of these billionaires say. They say, look, we could give all our money up, and you'll never solve world hunger. They said within 50 years, the money will go right back into the billionaires' hands,
Hmm.
and that's saying something, man. So I'm definitely taking that step to teach the kids that, and doing it myself. But I can't do that, man. My first part in my 20s, I used to work like double shifts, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, thinking that's what you're supposed to do, and working harder. But I'm like, no, you got to work smarter. Like, you know, the biggest commodity we have is time. You know, and we can't. Well, as you can see, most people ain't trying to go back to work after this kind of pandemic. I think they made a mistake. Because once you give a safety net to people, they're going to utilize that safety net. You know what I mean? and I think it backfired in their face. Nobody wants to work, and I ain't gonna say nobody, but there's a job. No one's looking for jobs right now. You
Mm,
know, for whatever reason.
right. Yeah. So it's like I said, it's a good time of opportunity, but you hit on the key point, man. You got to know where to actually put the money. And they said that for most people, if you want to hide it from them, put it in the book. Like
Hmm.
nowadays, there's no excuse. Even if you don't like to read, you know,
Right.
there's YouTube, there's great sources. You can go onto Thomas Sowell's channel, you can go on to TNJRadio and end up learning something, or you
Right.
can go on the Audible and listen to audiobooks. But great sources out there, great value out there, and it's time to do something.
Hey, what happened? You was telling me before we get to the stories, the main topics. You was talking about that bank, the black bank. What what happened with that?
Yeah, there was I forgot the name of it, but one of the banks in Chicago, it's one of the original black owned banks. And whenever the crisis was going on with the mortgages and stuff like that,
Mm.
they had gotten two to $10 million loans just to keep it afloat. One from the state and one from the city government. And the way that ended up working, like on the federal level, that was the TARP money. But I don't know what they called it on the state and local level, but they were trying to keep the bank afloat, try to help it out. The problem is that banks don't make the majority of their money by keeping money on deposit. For a bank, just like you had said earlier, they have to keep the money going. It has to keep going out for them to be able to make profits. They have to do lending. The challenge that
Fractional reserve banking, is that what that is?
yeah, yep. They have to keep on getting from the federal government and keep it moving out to the people. And that, it just goes into this circular thing, over and over and over again. And it's a little bit complicated to understand at first. I definitely, recommend, check out a YouTube video where you can get more understanding on it. But at the end of the day, these banks have to be able to lend to be able to be profitable and to be able to stay in business. Otherwise, they won't be in business for long. And one of the things with the black owned banks, what they wanted to do was to try to, be able to help the community. Challenge is that unfortunately in our community, there are some things lacking in the world in regards to education, like financial education.
Hmm.
A lot of people can't get access to lending, and banks aren't stupid. Well, I would hope that they're not stupid. Regardless of who the bank is owned by, if they start lending to people who aren't going to pay it back, that bank will be out of business even faster than anything. And so that bank, they're kind of stuck with all this money. They repaid the 10 million back to the state, but it took the with interest, and the to the local city government, that was a bit of a challenge for them. So hopefully that bank is able to do better. But the fact is, whether it's a black owned bank, whether it's a traditional institution, they have to have people to to lend to. And if they don't, they won't be in business too long. What's up, Carl?
Mm. Okay, so you're saying that people wasn't paying the loan back. Well, can they get a bailout from the government, which I
People,
would recommend, but
uh,
they too big to fail? No.
well, they already got a bailout. The
Oh, they did.
that was the problem. The bailout. If you don't have anywhere to move the money, then it's almost poisonous. It's kind of like if you ate food and you were constipated, that food sitting there ends up becoming poison to you, whereas normally it would be nutrients.
Yep, yep, yep. I mean, that's what people don't understand, man. They're willing to give the money out. Sometimes you might have to go to a few banks, but they trying to make money. You know. Speaking of money, dun dun dun.
Man,
Dr. Dre settles for $100 million with his ex-wife Nicole. Now, did you see that picture
oh
with the
yeah,
balloons?
yeah.
What'd you think about that picture, man?
Oh man, I wonder, was he hurt and was he pretty upset? Because usually I don't know a lot of men that do that, like having divorce parties and like really celebrating that out loud. Because probably for a lot of men, like remember, men don't usually file for divorce,
Mm.
but whenever it does happen, for a lot of us, it's looked at as a failure. But Dr. Dre ain't like a lot of us, huh?
He a billionaire, man. He on a whole different level.
Mm. I think it's interesting though. First off, I'll say don't get married in California. If you live in California, you better do that wedding somewhere else. As man,
That's a whole fact.
that,
And
that
nothing but the
guy,
facts.
he had a prenup and everything, and still ended up having to pay that $100 million.
Now, what was the first deal that he was trying to give her? Like, what do you remember?
No, I don't remember. But I will say that the deal that she was trying to get, he was like, I can't have that going on wrong, too long, because it would have been like one of them spousal support situations, and it would have just been perpetual. So
Now, when do you know when did they get married?
20 years ago. So
Oh, hold on. That changes things here. Hold on. 20 years ago.
that's around when the Chronic 2000.
Hey, hold on, man. She deserved that money, man.
Mm.
He was broke. 20 years ago, he was broke.
He was broke.
Yeah, he was broke.
Mm.
He was that's when he left Dev Row. And he was having all them flops. See, I thought it was different. I thought it was a new thing, a new boo thing, right?
Mm.
Man, she was with him when he was shooting in the gym.
Mm. I mean, the main thing, and I don't know exactly why they're getting a divorce. I see what it says in the news, which she had talked about a bit of domestic abuse going on, and I'll say if there is a domestic abuse going on, ladies or fellas, find a way out of there, because it's only going to continue to get worse. But
Yeah, he was putting them paws on her allegedly.
Mm.
He got a history of that.
yeah.
He used to bust up Miss Chalet,
Mm.
chop her in her little neck, bang.
Don't forget D Barnes.
Oh, he tried to kill her.
Mm.
Yeah, man. So he has a history of that, but I mean that makes a lot of difference because he made money with her.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure they have kids, so she was watching the kids. I don't know, man. I mean, but I know he's happy because if he's a billionaire and he only give up what, a tenth,
Mm-hmm.
I know he's like, yeah.
Yeah, man. I was looking at their distribution on there. It said she gets this house, he keeps these 6 houses. You get a car, you get a car. I'm like, man, what is this, Oprah or something?
Hey, man, you remember we had the one show when he his daughter, his strange daughter, was trying to get that money and trying to give a sob story in the public. Oh, I do Postmates and Uber, and he's not trying to help me. Oh man, you
Mm.
know.
Meanwhile, he been paying her rent till she was in her 30s. I'm like, man.
Speaking of that, see, this is what I'm saying. We was having this conversation earlier. Well, at least I was. You was listening. I heard something from a billionaire. He said, no. What's his name? No, Andrew Carnegie.
Okay.
He said, the best thing you could give your kid is poverty.
Mm.
Let's say it again. The best thing you could give your kid is poverty. Now, I pondered on that statement because when I'm growing up, I'm like, look, I'm trying to get out of this situation here. You
Mm.
know, I want better life, not because I was doing, how I was feeling. I just saw more. I saw more. I said, I want to get that. And so maybe he was right because in my mind I wasn't in poverty, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, Tiger Woods paid 300 million for his divorce.
Yeah, you right, Swanee. Yeah.
Mm.
Oof.
Mm. Woo wee! I would have went in there in a wheelchair, like, I can't work. Just something. Or what I found out is a lot of people from Pakistan and all them other places that come over here, they're Muslims. There was a story I heard with somebody I know who's an attorney, and she had a client, and the wife was getting a divorce. He was getting abused allegedly, and so she was trying. She like he got all this money. You know what this dude did? He put all his businesses in his brother's name. He had big pieces that no one knew that was about the money. So he would buy like a $40,000 rug. You
Mm.
just walk by the rug thinking like, you ain't thinking nothing of it. It's $40,000 rug.
Right.
All types of stuff like he would just throw his money into investments, but you wouldn't even know it cost that much money.
Like a vase or something.
Yeah. So she got a divorce and she get nothing because they can't find the money.
Mm. Wow.
Ooh, they play some hardball, boy.
Sheesh.
Man. But prior to me, thinking, I'm like, you know what? I want my kids to have everything. I'm gonna stop spending money. I'm gonna save all this money for them. Then I thought about it. Why am I not gonna live my life?
Mm.
I'm gonna save all this money so they can snort coke off a girl's butt. You know what I'm doing? And they can just live it up, like living to be that loca, and I'm sitting there not living my life.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm not,
See that? You see that one TikTok video, like and the girl's like that. Like how to lose weight, and then it said,
"Oh, see, nah, I'm not getting no Paris Hilton's here, man. When you give them that safety net and they know it's there, nah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Not doing that at all. I like what Shaquille O'Neal said. Shaquille O'Neal basically said, "I got the money for them, but they gotta go to school." And then have an idea that I can invest in, and you come to me with the what do you call that thing? The business plan.
Yeah.
You come to me with a business plan. If it makes sense, I will give you the money. I'll be your bank. I like that. Shout out to Shaq. Now, what I was talking about earlier, I wanted to ask the question: is marriage for broke people? Some tells me that marriage is not for a rich person. It's not. Now, in this situation, Dre was Dre in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he didn't have this much money. You don't make money like this in music. That's why 50 and everybody else go to film. You make way more money in film because one thing that asked 50 Cent one time, they was like, why you kill yourself? I never watched Power, so if anybody watched Power, you can let me know, fact check me. I don't know, but I think he said he killed himself on Power. And they said, why'd you kill yourself off on Power? He's like, because it's TV. It's content. They'll keep playing it over and over again. It's just a character, But he said he made way more money doing this than he did music, did music. So at that point, Dre ain't have any money. Like Suge Knight was shook him up, man. He left that label with nothing.
Mm.
And then I think one of the first projects that he came out with was The Firm. I remember Swanee G was talking about how great that album was, which I agree. I had it. I was driving it in 98, in the 97, 98, in the 1987, 2000 Nissan 200 XX my sister gave me. And I hooked it up with the system and the sounds, and I would play DMX and I would play that Firm all day. Great album. It didn't do anything. It didn't sell.
I only listened to one song off of there. That
I got your phone tap.
yeah, all day.
Yeah, that album was amazing. It was good to me. And then you remember that he came out. I think he came out with an album and he was dancing in the video. He was like
Dre?
Dre. Yeah, he was doing some like ball room dancing. Like it was. I thought it was great, but I look back, it was kind of corny. But the best thing he did was get Eminem. You know, he got Eminem, and then he did that Chronic album, and then they got 50 Cent.
Yeah.
So if she was there before 50 Cent, she deserved that money. She deserved more, actually.
Key thing, man, is that marriage isn't something to go into lightly. You should not get married if you got a cheating habit. Don't get married. If you got a beating habit, don't get married. Fact of the matter is that when you get married, you're pretty much giving up your life for someone else. So I think a lot of people kind of think that it's a game, but it's a spiritual decision, a political decision, a financial decision. And you end up finding about the financial decision after you end up splitting up. So,
man, listen, I don't even think they don't think like Wiz Khalifa married a stripper. You think that really was gonna last? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these women. I was listening to shout out to what's that, Kevin Samuels, right?
mm-hmm.
And he was interviewing these women, and all these women was like, I want a guy who's in the upper class, somebody making over 6 figures, but they don't think about it, the fact that there's not a lot of men making 6 figures, let alone a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they come out here and they're like, you know what? I want my money to be my money, your money to be your money, but I'm gonna act like a dude. I'm gonna have the drive as a guy. And you gotta think, what did this billionaire want? Most people get married because of they want peace as a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to come home to peace, especially like someone who's a big deal, and they want their house taken care of. What do you think they really care about you doing a business? No, they want you home tending to them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of women don't like that because first off, they didn't see it because 1 out of 4 women, 3 out of 4 women grew up without a father and they never saw that structure anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They have this anger, and a lot of women hate the word submission.
It's a whole fact right there.
Right. Like it's marriage is about submitting. It's not, they don't want no 50-50. We don't want 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Then if that's the case, then when somebody comes through the door and trying to hurt the family, then it's your turn. It's your turn. I ain't going to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's roles. And so if you want that person, who's going to take care of you, you're going to have to submit to them, or they're just going to go to the next one. They're not going to argue with that person when they're the hot commodity that everybody want them. It's like an athlete. When I'm in school, 10% of the athletes get 90% of the girls, right? And they don't care. That's why they treat them crazy. And you know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I like Kevin Samuels is because he tells the truth. He's like, the people in the middle, like the people you should be loving, the hardworking man, that's your type. You're looking past them, like they're beneath you because you went to the club and on when a celebrity was there and they gave you some attention, so you thinking you're bigger than what you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But most people, when they know they're gonna marry somebody, if they want somebody, they're gonna try to pursue them.
Right.
They're trying to go lock that down
all day.
So it is what it is. Let's see, I got a text coming in. What's your thoughts on it?
And as far as on it's one, he says submission is taken out of context, so women get extremely sensitive. I definitely agree, but I don't think also at the same time most women even know what true submission is. Submission that was actually shown through Christ, and like he said, I lay my life down, no one takes it from me. So somewhere along the line, whenever you're working together, you're working as one, you have to give up certain things of yourself. Now it's also important to in the vetting process, you want to make sure that you get with someone that you can that you feel that you could submit to. You don't want someone telling you to, like, hey, I need you to go find some young girls and bring them in for me. And we're going to talk about that in a second.
Hey, that's true submission. That's true submission right there.
But yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. So make sure that you're picking the right man, basically.
Speaking of lockdown.
Oh man, Ghislaine Maxwell, guilty. Now, I have some problems, with this case, and I don't know how many years she's going to get. She's going to probably get the book thrown at her, but this case, it wasn't really covered. It was kind of out of the media, and you know how the media has been able to pretty much go into most of these other cases. They weren't allowed in. A lot of stuff is sealed, so remember there was a plane log, and I sit there and think about what's going on right now with the January 6th commission. They are going and they are getting anyone who was involved, and they're saying you gotta come in and you gotta face trial. You would think that people who are on that list, they'd have to come in, but there's a lot of powerful people on there, and I think that their goal was just more so to just get this moving along and let her be the sacrificial. I don't want to say lamb because I don't even want to give her that credit, but the sacrificial chicken or whatever,
right.
And yeah, she's going to get some years, but this goes against everything of how policing and how things like that have gone. Because whenever you go, the goal is always to get the big fish, right? Every day there's people out there on the corner that are selling drugs, and the police pass them by, but because they want to see where they're going to and see if they could tie them up to someone who's bigger, because they want to get the big fish. And the same thing with this, they have the probably the second biggest fish, because the first one got fried, he didn't kill himself. And after that, right.
You can't make this shit up.
But yeah, it's like a movie. So all of a sudden, the big fish, all they're going to do is put that person in jail and just keep everything else silent. So this is crazy, because you look at the stuff that they talked about. We had the evil men who killed Ahmaud Arbery. We had the Rittenhouse trial. We had the lady who said taser while firing her gun. All that stuff was publicly on display. But when it comes to Ghislaine Maxwell, all of a sudden everything's hush hush. And you notice, like, about a month ago, all those CEOs started resigning around. It was like a mass resignation. We talked about it on TNJ, because they knew there was the possibility that they were going to get caught up. And if they were to get caught up while they're working for the business, then the business ends up, getting involved in everything. So it's crazy. There were some behind the scene deals going on. It's not right.
How is it? I mean, hold on, let me turn this down. How is it that no one's talking about, like you said, it doesn't make any sense to me. They had a list of people that was on that plane, and a lot of them was politicians and entertainers. This is why in my opinion, they don't want this out because a lot of the people that at least half the country look up to run this country is on that list, and they can't allow the public to know that the democracy has failed us. So they're doing everything in their power to keep hope within the people because the Clintons was on that plane, Trump was on that plane a few times. Um, there's video on YouTube with they're dancing around and with a bunch of girls, and she's there, and that guy Epstein is there. This is crazy that they're not trying to take anybody down. And when dude got locked up, Epstein, they had him in there with a killer in the room. Why would you do that if this information that we need to get out? If you're a witness to anything or you're the big fish, why would you protect him?
If anything, they should have had him in there with someone who was undercover.
Right?
That would have been the smart thing.
Man, that's where it's like, wow, man. Like you said, if this was anybody else that they want to get, they tapping the phones. You saw what they did to you heard what they did to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party. But really, you're not gonna. At least I don't know what she's going to get, but at least give her immunity if she told the people that was messing with these young girls. So like this country, I love this country. Don't get me wrong, I love this country, but this country has a history of violence and rape and molestation, and this just shows that they're going to continue down this path with these big name players. A lot of people don't agree, but the reason why Trump didn't stay in office is because he had the judges in there. But I believe allegedly that everybody got something on them, and they just was trying to play team. And I think that you know what I'm saying. Like you got to stay in line. You know that if you don't, if someone knows some information about you, you ain't gonna do anything to get them to say it. Either that, or you're gonna or they're gonna get killed. You
Right.
remember when Hillary Clinton was going through that email stuff?
Mm-hmm.
People were getting killed jogging.
I thought this was something like straight out of like the, like Mission Impossible or something like that. Remember the one where like the people who was on whatever dude's name is on his team, like they started dropping and stuff like that. They started getting killed. Man, it's just amazing. Like Hillary Clinton, she had power.
Yep.
Power.
She has power. Like the Clintons have power. The Bidens have power. Obamas, they have so much power. Like they could become president and then they could give people immunity. No matter what they do, they can give you immunity. That's how much power they have. So this is ridiculous. That's why they're not talking about it. And CNN, Bloomberg, all them media outlets, they're working for the people. It makes so much sense. I'm surprised they allowed us to allow people to be on YouTube because it makes so much sense to control the media because people believe what they see. If they keep seeing it over and over again, you're gonna believe it.
Yep.
Even if it's false.
Shout out to the Matrix.
Last thing we're gonna wrap up. Did you watch that movie?
The Matrix? Yeah, unfortunately, wasted 2 hours watching it.
Is it that bad? I mean, so is it worth watching?
If you want to have something to watch, it's not the worst, but the previous films had kind of set the bar so high. Now a lot of people they said it was better after watching a second time, but it still wasn't too good. There's always going to be some people that love anything, but I didn't really.
I heard Jada Pinkett ruined the third one and ruined this one. Is that true?
Yeah, I didn't really like her character. In that I don't want to spoil the movie.
Go ahead and spoil it, man. Nobody gonna watch it.
Nah, I'm not going to do that. You know, people going to be they going to be
Keanu Reeves died at the end. It's like, no, I don't know. I ain't watch it.
But you know, I don't know, because a lot of times it's really hard to, you know, get creative, and people are, you know, a lot of movie industry, what they're doing is trying to capitalize off of past successes. But if you remember, like Jim Carrey, for
All
a
right,
lot,
so hold on, man. I'm spoiling the movie. So I heard that that Keanu Reeves' character and the other girl,
he didn't see the movie, guys.
and they said they was doing some what was it? You told me already. What was it?
Well, there was a part where they had to learn how to use the 3 clamshells, you know, to be able to go to the bathroom.
The heck is this? You're not selling this movie at all. I'm not even going to watch it now. I was thinking about watching it until you said that.
I'm not selling it. I just told you I wasted time watching it. You know, a lot of producers, they're not creative.
How's the fight scenes?
Terrible.
Really?
Yeah, terrible. The choreography definitely, you know, wasn't on par. You know, like the first 3.
Now, was this the worst movie of 2021? Was this worse than Mortal Kombat?
No.
Mortal Kombat's that bad? Wow.
I'll say that Mortal Kombat was better than the old Mortal Kombat 2 that they made.
Okay. Well, what's your favorite movie?
That came out this year?
I think so.
Oh man, wow.
I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure.
I forgot about it.
What was the highlight? We're gonna end it, but what's the highlights of the year for you? What was your favorite movie that you went to go see?
Spider-Man, no doubt.
Okay. What was your highlights of the year?
You know, I had a lot of time to, you know, reflect on things to be able to better myself. I found out that, you know, when dealing with multiple things, even what's going on now, your health is really important. It's probably the most important thing. So, you know, I've been making slight changes, you know, to be able to, you know, deal with my health, you know, making sure I'm getting at the least the nutrients that are, you know, needed every day to keep everything going. I came to a realization that, like, you do have to, you know, take time out for yourself. And as far as, you know, on the financial end, you got to do it. No one's going to do it for you.
What's the highlights of your family this year? What's the highlight?
Had you know, as far as the high school football season, the boys had a great year. They actually got their high school, Fox Chapel High School, to the playoffs for the first time in almost 25 years. So
okay.
They kind of, you know, changed the history of that, changed the narrative, and you know, they also, you know, won the first round. So, well, not the first time to the playoff, their first playoff win in almost 25 years. So let me just correct that. And you know, also, you know, my younger son, he's doing his thing, going a little bit harder in soccer, and you know, he's you know, working on skills. You know, his art, you know, Manny's World Art page is going to be coming out soon.
Oh, for real? Okay. Last question, and we'll wrap up. So what's your expectations next year? What's your goals for next year?
Well, for next year, you know, I definitely want to get myself, you know, get my health right. You know, you want to be, like I said, with the Cody going around, the pandemic is really amongst the obese. That's the common denominator. It's not whether you're vaccinated or you know, vaccinated. It's more so about you know, obesity. So that's not the only factor, but it's a big factor. And you know, you can go and look at the numbers. 78% of the people who were hospitalized were overweight or obese. second thing is to, position myself, much like you had said, to create additional passive income streams, and residual income. And, finally, just to, make sure that I have a closer, relationship between, me and my God.
Right, okay. Briefly, I'll tell you mine. My highlights of the movie. I have the same movie, Spider-Man. I thought that was a great movie.
Mm.
I wish we do a review on it. Maybe next week. We'll see. As far as the highlights of the year, I was excited to spend more time with the children. Um, my son Brennan, he ended up getting his black belt this year, which is huge. And I got to get Cammy and Gigi in it eventually. I'm trying to get them in jujitsu though, so I'm trying to wait. I got to wait another year.
Mm-hmm.
Got a chance to spend more time with the wife. Our relationship's going very good.
Okay.
And for next year, my goal is I'm trying to get my business, get my next business off the ground. For this channel, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. We're growing, but we're gonna have to probably gonna pick it up by next year. It's been pretty rough with all the things that you and I had going on, but people seem to like the channel, which we really appreciate. I want to get my sports channel to a certain amount of income as well because I'm getting paid now, so I'm excited. But I have a certain goal for that, and the health thing. Like I'm trying to
What's
shoot
the
for
name of the sports channel?
Josie Sports Nation.
All right.
Definitely subscribe to that, man. I was thinking about going live tomorrow. I might go live tomorrow on the sports channel. But and like next year, like I said, I'm trying to build these income streams because I want to try to retire my wife from her profession of being a physician. So that's the goal. Um, yeah, that's it. So
That's what's up. Shout out to you.
Right. So with that being said, Happy New Year for everybody. We'll be back next week, and we're going to talk about certain goals and stuff like that next week, and whatever's hot next week. But you got anything left to say?
And no promise. We might have an expert on here that'll tell you how you can clean up your credit real fast. So want to try to this gentleman he's very busy, but I'm gonna see if I can get him to spare some of his time. Ashton W. Sanders. You can check out his YouTube channel, and we'll see if he can get on here to share and drop some knowledge.
Right. With that, y'all have a good New Year. Don't get drunk too much, and we'll check you out next week. Tell us the stories.
Peace.